Hello, my name is Kim, and in this timeless reading, we are going to find out what will bear you fruit next. Now, remember that with timeless readings, the messages that come through may apply to you at whatever moment in time you happen to be tuning in to the readings themselves. That is, of course, if the messages do resonate with you. Now, with that being said, let us take a closer look at the options. There are 4 different groups to choose from. Group 1, the apple. Group 2, the blueberries. Group 3, the strawberry. Group 4, the cherries. Please take a moment to meditate on the options, and whichever fruit or illustration draws your attention the most, then that will be the group and a reading that has the messages you are meant to hear at this moment. Once you have selected, please head on over to either the description box or the pinned comment in the comment section down below to find the timestamp that will allow for you to skip ahead to your selected group. Okay, and if you have selected and you are ready, then let us get started. Let's go! Hello, if you were drawn to group 1, the apple, bienvenidos to your reading. So, I wonder if you have taken some kind of risk or leap of faith recently or a while back, and now you're wondering whether this risk was worth taking or whether something good is going to come out of you taking some kind of leap of faith. And if so, the answer to your question is yes. This leap of faith was or is worth taking, and you will be reaping positive rewards from it. I do get the feeling that some of you could have taken a risk by leaving a job, quitting a job, or making some kind of transition, maybe through changing career paths, choosing a different major, or pursuing another profession. And if that is the case, you are being let known or reassured that things will work out or fall into place. You will get or feel settled once more and will feel reassured through tangible evidence that you've made the right choice or that it was indeed time to leave a place, an environment, a job, change career paths, or make some kind of transition. Okay, but now I'm going to pull out the rest of the cards. I can't help it. I look at the apple and immediately I think of teachers, school, students, as well as the phrase, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. So if you are pursuing higher education or you are planning to, it seems like your pursuit of higher education will be paying off. It is going to be reaping you rewards, or it's going to be to you quite rewarding. And if you are wanting to become a teacher, a professor, if your dream is to mentor others, it seems like you are on your way to achieving this goal or making this dream of yours a reality. Spirit is saying it's possible, you can do it. And if some of you are currently studying and are working towards getting certified, obtaining a degree, a diploma, getting some kind of license, you will be obtaining this degree, this license, certification. You will be graduating and or completing this course, this term, this quarter successfully. And if you are currently students who are studying for a very important exam, your efforts will be paying off. And this is especially true for those of you who have either applied somewhere like to an institution, a school, or you have taken an exam and didn't get accepted or didn't pass the exam, and you are planning to apply once again or retake an exam because it's very, very likely that this time around you will be getting the results or the outcome that you want or that you need in order to move on to the next level, let's say. Okay, but let's see. We have the 10 of Wands. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you have been working very hard. You have been putting a lot of effort into achieving a goal, seeing progress, or making a dream a reality. The 10 of Wands is reminding me of discipline. We have the 4 of Cups, which can speak of disappointments, apathy, boredom, dissatisfaction. And so what I'm seeing here is recently you could have felt quite dissatisfied with your options or with the kind of results that you have been seeing. And so because of this, you have been working very hard to obtain different results, better results, or to improve your options. I keep getting this feeling of attempts, several attempts, like someone who has taken an exam and maybe they did receive a pretty good score, but they themselves were not completely satisfied with the score that they were receiving. And so instead of just settling for that score, they made up their mind to study more in order to retake the exam in hopes of getting a better or higher score. So this could also be pertaining to someone putting in more hours of practice, studying, learning, or exercising in order to see improvement or get better outcomes. And yeah, we have the 8 of Pentacles, which can speak of hard work, practice, dedication, and discipline as well. So I feel like for a lot of you, this is pertaining to a specific outcome. I'm thinking of numbers like a score. It could even be something like views, subscribers, followers, if you are on social media. For those of you who are business owners, this could be pertaining to sales, profit, revenue. If you have been working towards increasing a number, then your hard work will be paying off because you will be seeing a betterment, an increase, or some kind of change. I also see a lot of you getting better and better at something, right? So this could be pertaining to a craft, you improving upon a skill, or you getting more knowledgeable about a subject. You're also improving your likelihood of achieving something, or you are improving your chances, your prospects. The example that is coming to mind is someone who is getting better job offers or whose job opportunities are increasing or getting better as their resume improves, as their portfolio or repertoire improves. So if you have been working towards being a better candidate or towards becoming a candidate for a high-paying job or a specific position, again, your hard work is paying off because I do see that your skills have improved or that you have become a more experienced or seasoned individual, academic, or professional. You are becoming someone who others want or would love to have on their side or being part of their team. You are or you have become someone who is sought out, who stands out, who is a worthy contestant and or candidate. You are making it difficult for others to say no to you because you have a lot to offer or what you offer is of high caliber. Another example that is coming to mind is a student working very hard to become an applicant that would be difficult for universities or institutions to pass up, right? And so now that they are applying, their application is so rich. Their grades are amazing. and outstanding. Yeah, so I feel like a lot of you have been working very hard, very diligently to improve your chances, to get the best opportunities, the best offers. And it's paying off because I do see you getting better and better offers, because I feel that you are someone who continuously seeks improvement to improve yourself, your skills, your knowledge, your craftsmanship perhaps. And so because of that, the offers you receive only get better and better over time, or they will start to. And if recently you've set your mind on improving your skills, improving your knowledge, or your craft, let's say, the effort you're putting in to making that happen is and will be paying off. For others of you, I feel like there came a point where you decided that you wanted something better. And so instead of just waiting for something to change, you decided to take matters into your own hand and improve your chances, improve your prospects by creating something that would be a magnet or would only attract that which you felt truly deserving of, or that which you wanted to see, experience more of. And so you took it upon yourself to make it difficult for anyone to offer you the bare minimum. Because I'm imagining this person and the Eight of Pentacles telling themselves, well, if I want to sell my products at a set price, then I have to make a product that will be worth that price. Or I will offer a service that people will be happy to pay for because it's worth it. It's worth the price. Something like an item, a service, a skill that would make it very difficult for others to refute its worth, its value. Yeah, and then we have the High Priestess. And the High Priestess is very majestic, right? So I feel you're coming through as the High Priestess, right? What I just thought of looking at the High Priestess is someone who is serving as a bridge between the present and the future. The one who will lead others into the future, or the one who will bring in something fresh, something new. It's like you're coming through as someone who is enriching a space, or who can provide more information. Possibly information that is hard to come by because it's so unique, or it's specifically tailored. So some of you could work on commissions, or you do offer something that is quite niche or very unique. Maybe that's what you've been working towards to, something that only you can provide. A skill, a service, a product that only you can offer. This could also be pertaining to methods. You've been working towards being someone who is either sought after, as mentioned before, or someone who is very difficult to come by, right? The vibe I get from the High Priestess is, if you don't see my value, if you don't see my worth, then it's your loss, not mine. That's the kind of energy I see you stepping into, or maybe what you're working towards to, being that sort of force in an industry, an establishment perhaps. And you're getting there, you're already on your way. So you definitely might have been or are currently developing something that only you can provide, only you can deliver, only you can see through. You are building up your resume is what I'm seeing. I also see something about adjusting or tweaking a portfolio to make it more appealing, or to make it stand out more to potential employers or clients, customers. And if you have been working on that in specific, yeah, you are creating a wonderful, outstanding portfolio. Some of you might even be working towards creating or starting your own business or brand. Or if you have thought about doing that, you're being let know that you can, right? You guys have the potential to create your own brand, make a name for yourself, or have a signature style. But the high priestess can also talk about knowledge. So for those of you pursuing higher education, if you are currently working towards getting accepted into a specific institution or academic program, the high priestess is promising that you will get into an institution that is going to provide you all the resources that you need, or that is going to help you excel in your studies. This could also be true in terms to jobs, careers, or professional opportunities, creative opportunities, because I do feel like a lot of you who were drawn to this group may be creatives as well. And actually, I do get the feeling that a lot of you are developing either a skill or a craft that will be considered or is already considered quite unique, niche, or innovative. And because of that, this may soon, if not already, turn into material or evolve into a class, something that you could teach others or show others, prepare others for. Because since it is something that originated from you, it will be only you who will be quite knowledgeable about this or be an expert at it. And so if others want to learn, they will eventually need to turn to you. And so as mentioned, you can end up teaching, mentoring, guiding others at some point if you want to. It is in the cards for you. And 3 cards flipped over. I'm going to take them all. So we have the 5th house with Jupiter in Leo with publicity. Yeah, so as mentioned, if you are in the public eye or what you are seeking is more publicity, right? Positive exposure, you will be getting it. I do see you getting more positive publicity, you gaining more followers, more views, subscribers, you also garnering more attention, positive attention, seeing more clients and or customers if you work with clients or customers, as well as seeing more potential collaborators. But publicity also makes me think of good reputation. I do see you gaining a really good reputation, a good standing, and building a really good name for yourself. We also have the 1st house with Jupiter in Aries and the key term enterprise. And the 1st house is all about your image. So I do see you improving your image, building a really good image for yourself. As mentioned before, some of you could actually be building or creating some kind of signature style. You could end up trademarking something of yours, but this also makes me think of making really good first impressions, impressing others, or creating something quite impressive. With enterprise, if you've been working on an enterprise, you will be seeing and are getting positive results. I am seeing abundance, or I am seeing a betterment in revenue, profit, sales. If you have been wanting to build a clientele or possibly even a fan base, you are or you will build that. If you are a business owner, an entrepreneur, I do see you having returning customers or loyal clients. And there is something here about branching out. So if you are currently wanting to branch out, if you've been wanting to create some kind of franchise, or that's a long-term goal of yours, you're on your way towards achieving that, or you're being let known. It's very possible. You already planted the seeds for it. We do have acorns here, which make me think of abundance. I do see you creating something that will last a while or will sustain you or be able to sustain itself for a prolonged period of time. Yeah, some of you could end up having multiple businesses or multiple passive incomes. Or if you are now focusing on your studies, your higher education, I do see you enrolling in different schools, different school programs, or being an alumni of different institutions. You will have several degrees, certifications, titles, licenses under your belt, or if not several, it will at least be more than 2. And then we have the fourth house with Sun in Cancer and the key term resourcefulness. So the word resourcefulness is making me think of savings. So if you are also making it a goal to save up a certain amount, you will be achieving this goal. I do see you having a savings account or some kind of financial safety net, right? You're building your wealth and you are becoming quite resourceful. You're getting better at handling money or at managing your finances. Oh, okay. If you have recently made some kind of investment, a financial investment, I recall that did come through or come up at the beginning, you will be seeing a return of your investment. And what is coming through is you're getting better, or soon you will be getting better at knowing how to invest your money to get a return. You're becoming, or you can become, quite business savvy, which is also again making me think of you possibly owning multiple businesses or enterprises in the future, or you're already working towards that. Maybe you already have kickstarted a couple of different enterprises, or you have already some experience with different kinds of enterprises, right? And this experience is adding, it's like I said, to your resume. It's just adding to your knowledge. It's also adding to your confidence when it comes to money, making business, investing. You also are developing an eye for what is trending or what will end up trending or doing well in the market, or you have an eye for kind of deducing or prognosticating what the next high-paying job in the work field will be. Yeah, so one thing you're being let known is to trust your instincts. You guys are coming through as the high priestess, so you're very intuitive, you're quite observant, and you can easily detect the fluctuations, the subtle changes in the economy, in the business world, in the entertainment industry perhaps, or fashion industry is what is coming through. Could even be in the media before it becomes apparent to everybody else, or before it becomes apparent. Right? So trust in those subtle intuitive feelings that you get, because you're right on point. And if you recently made some kind of decision, alteration, changes based on these subtle observations that you have made, you're being let know that you're right on the money, or that you were in the right or correct to make the changes that you did based on your observations or on your intuitive feelings, because these changes are allowing for you to keep up with the actual changes that are happening in the world, or be ahead of the changes that are about to happen in the world, maybe in a specific industry and or field. Right? So you're kind of being let know that you're right on track, that you're doing well, that you've got this, and to keep on trusting in yourself, as well as to trust in divine redirection. Right? I feel like you are someone who is quite open to and quite trusting of divine redirection, divine intervention. So you are just simply being encouraged to continue trusting and are working with the universe, with the divine, to keep creating and are building either your fortune, your wealth, your prospects, or whatever it is that you wish to see in the world, in your reality. The planet Jupiter showed up twice in your spread, and Jupiter is all about expansion, abundance. So you guys are doing beautifully. I feel like you are definitely improving your prospects. You are creating abundance for yourself. This could be in terms to your wealth. You're creating wealth. Some of you may even be creating generational wealth, but you are definitely creating financial stability for yourself, financial independence. And I also see you experiencing abundance in terms to your fulfillment, you feeling fulfilled and or satisfied with what you are working on, overseeing, managing, and or what you're leading in. Because I do see you at some point being a leader or leading. As seen in the publicity card, we have this angel pointing to a star. And how this angel is holding this flag, it's making me think of a tour guide. So yeah, you could at some point be guiding others or showing others the way, or showing others that there is a way to maybe make passive income or make money in a certain field, or you're teaching others how to better handle their money, manage their money, or how to create wealth for themselves. You could end up being quite inspirational to others, or being some kind of living example to others. You could also be the first in your family to have applied for a college or university and been accepted, or to have finished your studies, your education, your higher education. And so you could end up being an example to the younger generations in your family. Or you could be the first in your family to have started their own business and been quite successful at it, or to have started multiple enterprises and been quite successful with that, or gained a lot through that, a lot of experience, a lot of opportunities. And so you could in this way end up being an example to younger generations in your family. There's something here about you setting an example, or you showing others like, hey, it is possible to achieve your dreams, or it is possible to be financially independent. It is possible to maybe be of a certain sex and still succeed in a specific industry, or create wealth through this profession, or through your individual skills, or through your passions, something along those lines. Because we do have an illustration that depicts palmistry, and then we have the high priestess here, some of you could be taking a very alternative or non-conventional career path, and you could be the first in your family to do that and be successful at it, or do well through it, or accomplish great things with it. Yeah, I feel like some of you have recently kind of like switched jobs, or you're trying something different, you're trying a new enterprise, or you've decided to further develop something, like further develop like your skills or craft or your portfolio, your resume, to improve your chances, to make yourselves a worthy competitor is how it's coming through. That's the phrase that keeps coming to mind. Or a candidate, or someone who is unforgettable, or creating something, developing something that is unforgettable, that is worth the time, worth the price, that is of value, of high caliber, high quality. Okay, but for your oracle card, we have, it feels good to feel good, doesn't it? Focus on a good feeling memory to help you out in low moments. So the illustration in this card is making me think of the yin and yang symbol, which speaks of balance. It also speaks of the merging or the integration of both the inner feminine and inner masculine. So you are finding a nice balance, or you are soon discovering, if you haven't already discovered, how to integrate your skills, your talents into something tangible, something that you can work with, something that you can build with. A lot of you are learning, or you are finding a way to profit, financially profit, or maybe live off of your skills or your passions. I see you being very creative while at the same time being very practical. A lot of you are becoming an artist who is also an entrepreneur, right? A creative, a creator who's also very business savvy. Or you're learning how to merge these two worlds. You're finding out that there is a way for them to work together, or that you can be invested in both without losing yourself in one or the other. This makes me think of someone who is an all-around player. Like a musician who not only produces music or writes their own music, but also knows how to promote it, market it. Or a musician who is also the CEO of their own music label. And so they're very much aware of the business aspect of the whole music industry, not just the creative aspect of it. So some of you could be preparing to be like an all-around player or know a new aspect of an industry, gain more knowledge to be better prepared, to feel more independent or be more independent in a specific field, industry, or possibly even a workplace. Right? Or that's something that you might end up looking into or working towards to in the future. And if you ever do, you're being let know that you will accomplish that which you set your mind to. Because you have it in you to be the best of both worlds, the best of two different worlds, especially with the High Priestess being the bridge between two realms. Okay, so don't feel pressure to figure this all out right now if some of it is not what you're currently focusing on, because like I said, this could be something that you will end up focusing on over time or in the future. So just keep focusing on whatever it is that you feel called to give your attention to at this moment, because you are currently on the right path. Let's say you are doing well. The only heads up that is coming through is to never undermine your worth, your value, and or what it is that you bring to the table in terms to your skills, your knowledge, your expertise. I feel like you guys are reaching a point in which you're not wanting to settle for anything less, or you're not willing to settle for anything less. Less than what you feel or you deserve, you merit. And then we have a wave of acceptance has washed over me. And this is a quote by the character Marceline from the animated series Adventure Time. Yeah, so with the word acceptance, I definitely do see those of you who have been applying to places getting accepted somewhere, that you will either be able to make a name for yourself or utilize your skills, your talents, or create a solid foundation. But the message, a wave of acceptance has washed over me, also makes me think of you experiencing self-acceptance, you knowing your worth, you knowing your value, you being very aware of what it is that you bring to the table, or just being aware of where you are in terms to your skills, right? I am picking up on confidence, yet at the same time, I am picking up on a bit of humility where someone understands that, hey, look, I may not be a master at a craft, but I know that my current skill level is still pretty great, right? Or pretty outstanding. Yet I won't sit here and pretend that I am a master at something when I'm not. Because what's the point of lying and or pretending when I can simply be upfront about where I'm at and how I am on a journey to getting better and better at something, or learning more, improving, because that's what I'm doing, or that's what I aim to do. At least that's the vibe I get from this quote here. So this feels very mature to me because it speaks of someone who is open to learning, of someone who knows their limits or is quite aware of their current capabilities, their abilities, and they're not put off by it, they're not embarrassed by it, and instead they feel motivated by it. So I'm sensing someone being proud of themselves, but their pride isn't getting in the way of their growth. But is there any other message? So we have sometimes a well-intended wish can lead to nuts, and this was said by the character Prismo in the animated series Adventure Time. This card also fell out for group 2. Just mentioning it in case you were also drawn to group 2, because if you were, there could also be messages in group 2 that you are meant to hear at this moment, or that could apply to you. But with this quote, I'm sensing that one thing is leading or has led to another, where you reach out for an objective, but then you end up dipping your hand into a pool of several curiosities. Right, so maybe right now you have your mind set on one thing, but who knows, as you're trying to reach out for this one thing, this one objective, you will end up being introduced to other things, experiencing other blessings you weren't even trying to manifest, let's say. So from a small acorn can sprout this ginormous oak tree, right? From a small dream, a small goal, or just a goal, a dream, could sprout many beautiful experiences, many blessings, many opportunities. Okay, but we have the apple, and there is a message on the back of the card that you were drawn to, so I'm going to reveal it to you now. And it is nourish your soul. The word nourish is just making me think of nourishing something, which I feel like that's what you've been doing. You've been nourishing a dream. You've been investing in a dream, investing in your skills. You've been putting in the work, putting in the practice, and it's paying off, you guys. And I do see you being quite committed and or invested in something that does nourish your soul, or very soon you will be. But I feel like you are already on that path. You are already kind of focused on something that will not only bear you fruits in the material realm, but it will also enriching your life, nourish your soul. It will fulfill you, or it will be quite fulfilling to you. The vegetables and the fruits are really standing out to me. So some of you could be making changes to your diet, or if you recently have, or you've been focusing more on your health, working towards improving your health, you're definitely going to see your health improving. Or if you've been making lifestyle changes, they are going to bring you much improvements in your health, not only physical, but also mental and even spiritual. Yeah, with the High Priestess, you definitely will be glowing. And this glow will be a reflection of your good health. But I do see you feeling lively, or feeling alive, feeling good, strong, healthy, and youthful. Rejuvenated is the word that is coming to mind. If there's something about your lifestyle, your habits that just doesn't please you, or just you're not happy with, then acknowledge that and know that you can change that. And I feel like a lot of you will be called, or feel called to change that. Maybe you are already working towards making those changes, and it will be paying off. These changes will be giving you good and positive results. Okay, but let's see. The numbers 1, 5, and 4 could be of significance. We also have Leo, Aries, and Cancer, especially Cancer, because I believe the High Priestess is also associated with the zodiac sign Cancer. So you might be a Cancer sun, moon, or rising sign, or Cancer season will be of significance. I keep thinking of popsicle sticks. These little mushrooms in this illustration keeps making me think of popsicle sticks. So popsicle sticks could be of significance. All of a sudden, I thought of like ASMR. I don't know why. So some of you could have like an ASMR channel, or there's something about ASMR that could be of significance. Also social media, the web could be playing a very significant role in your life at some point. You will become more knowledgeable about a specific topic or subject that you're currently interested in, fascinated by, or just simply curious about. You will, okay? So don't be discouraged by your current level, or by how little you know of something, right? Because remember, you could gain more knowledge, you could improve, you could get better at something if you so wanted to. Also, angel numbers, repeating numbers could be of significance. When you start seeing a lot of repeating numbers or a specific angel number, that could be a sign or an indicator that you are being guided in a new direction, or you're crossing some kind of doorway into a prosperous era. Oh, the spreads always end up looking crooked. Okay. But these are all the messages coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance and clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you're new to this channel and you wish to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. To all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements or just let them play in the background, thank you so much for that, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to my spirit team and your spirit guides for assisting me with delivering these messages to you. And I'm wishing you a wonderful rest of your day or night, depending on when you're watching. And until the next moment, bye bye. Hello, if you were drawn to the blueberries, bienvenidos to your reading. So if you have been working on your confidence, or on being more assertive, more sure of yourself, it seems like this is one of the areas and or things that you are going to be seeing and or experiencing vast improvements in. If there has been any indecision or anxiety around, is what I'm about to share worth sharing? Is what I'm about to say going to offend anybody? Should I say it? Should I not say it? In this back and forth eats up time, or to you it feels like it eats up time, or it drains you of your own energy, inspiration, and confidence as well. That is an area in which you are going to be seeing vast improvements, because there will start being less of a back and forth, which is going to be making it easier for you to, let's say, get out there, express yourself, and or create at the pace that you would want to, or simply create and show up in the world how you would want to. It will allow for you to explore yourself and to evolve in a way that is exciting instead of scary or discomforting. Okay, but let me move on to the rest of the cards. By the way, I strongly feel that a lot of you may be illustrators, or illustrating, art, painting, drawing, sketching is something that you are very passionate about. Some of you may be currently learning how to draw, or you could be developing your artistic or drawing skills. Or you could be an artist who is wanting or dreaming of sharing their art, selling it, living off of it. And if so, at this moment, you could be finding ways, alternatives on how you could achieve your dream or pursue art, for example, while still managing and or taking care of other things. Like, for example, starting an art business while you're still finishing school, or developing your drawing skills while you work a 9-to-5. I mentioned art or drawing because that is what came to mind in specific, but you don't have to be needing or wanting to pursue art for this message to apply to you. If at this moment you are aiming to pursue something on the side while you are working on something else, then this message is for you as well. And so if this is your case, it seems like you are going to find that nice middle ground, or something that will work for you, that will allow for you to, let's say, juggle 2 or more things, or handle your business while you pursue your dream, or while you work towards achieving a personal or career goal of yours. I feel like a lot of you at this moment, you're working with yourself. It's like most of your encouragement and motivation is coming from you within, which is beautiful, because I feel like at this moment, you're building a really strong connection with yourself. Yeah, look, we have the 6 of Cups. With your inner self, with your inner child. Yeah, I especially am picking up on a strong connection or building a strong bond with one's inner child. So you could be turning to your inner child every once in a while for encouragement, motivation, or to remind you why it is that you are pursuing something in the first place. And I do feel like at this moment, you are pursuing and or dedicating time to something that brings you a lot of joy, or sparks your childlike wonder. It feeds your creativity, or it challenges you to get creative. There's something here about feeling or being whimsy, or bringing out your inner whimsy. And then we have the 3 of Wands. And the 3 of Swords. I want to clarify this 3 of Swords, please. We have the 3 of Pentacles. So we have 3 threes in your spread, and then the number 6 with the 6 of Cups is divisible by 3. So the number 3 might be of significance, or the number 6 and 3, 36 or 63 could be of significance. You could be seeing these numbers often, or maybe you have been, and if so, this is serving as a confirmation that there are messages that you are meant to hear in this reading. But the number 3 is all about expansion and growth. It's also a number that I personally associate with creation, creativity, and abundance, because the 3rd major arcana of the deck is the Empress card, and the Empress is all about abundance, fertility, and beauty. So one thing I feel for sure is that wish or a dream of yours that you've had since you were very little, or that you once in the past tried to make come true, but after much time and effort invested, you didn't see this dream come true or this wish being fulfilled. It seems like now or very soon, this is the very thing that you are going to be seeing happening for you. Because with the Three of Swords and the Three of Pentacles, this does speak of disappointment in regards to something that you did invest a lot in, or that you took the time to either learn, practice, and or develop, right? So there could have been disappointment because the results weren't that great, or you didn't get a return from your investment, or what you did end up experiencing didn't meet your expectations. It didn't fulfill you. You could have experienced more losses than gains. Some of these losses could have been financial, but these losses could have also been in terms to your joy, your spark, or something like a loss of motivation. For some, instead of gaining confidence through this ordeal and or experience, you could have lost some of it. But I do feel like this journey taught you something valuable, because we start off with the Six of Cups. And this lets me know that currently or very soon, you are or you will be experiencing so much wonder, beauty, and love. And you're experiencing this because it's all coming from within, right? The Six of Cups speaks of reunion. But what I'm specifically getting here is a reuniting or reconnecting with your inner wonder, your inner curiosity, creativity, joy, and playfulness. So I do see this beautiful comeback, this resurgence, kind of like a rebirth where, yeah, someone went out there to try something that really mattered to them, and maybe after things didn't work out, they retreated. They went into a bit of a hermit phase, or they felt a little discouraged. But at one point, they decided to get back up and try again, right? Maybe to pursue a new dream, or to just see what else is out there, to explore, to experiment. Because I do get this energy of someone trying again, or simply getting back out there. But with a new energy, with a new mindset, because I am sensing optimism, especially with the Three of Wands. So if you have been feeling discouraged or being pretty pessimistic about your future or your outcomes, it seems like pretty soon things are changing for you, because I do see you being and or feeling optimistic once more. I do see you being excited about the future, looking forward to the future, as well as your prospects. So I do see some of you either beginning something new. You could currently be beginning something new. This could feel like a new adventure to you. But for others of you, you could be preparing to get back out there again. Making preparations for like a new journey, a new kind of beginning. But whatever it is that you're starting on or starting with, it is something that is very close, near and dear to your inner child, or to your childlike wonder. It is something that either pertains to your past. So again, it could be related to a dream, a wish, a goal that you tried to make come true, make happen, or achieve at one point in your life. Or it could be a dream that you had when you were a child that you are now or very soon deciding to go for it. Do all you can to make it come true, right? And whichever the situation might be for you, I feel like for both, there is this feeling of a comeback. Because if it is the case that you are trying again at something that didn't work out in the past, you're making a comeback, let's say, by returning to this, but with the new energy, with the new mindset, re-inspired, reinvigorated. Yet, if it is the case that this is a dream that you had when you were younger, that you're for the very first time setting on making come true, then it does still feel like coming back strong, because you're aiming to do this after you have experienced some kind of disappointment. This is your comeback story after a disappointment. It could have been in another area of life with another dream, another goal, right? So it might not be a disappointment related to this specific dream, but it is a disappointment that you experience nonetheless. Yet, instead of letting this disappointment get you down or stop you, you're deciding to overcome it, or you have grown from it and are now deciding to get back out there, right? You're still holding on to hope and faith and choosing to be optimistic about your future and your future prospects. So with all that I've said, I hope this gives you like a general idea or a good idea of what it is that I am referring to, or of whether or not this is your group. Because if what I've said so far isn't resonating with you, then it is most likely that this reading is not for you. So in that case, I would recommend, that is if you feel called to do so, if you want to choose another group. But if this has been resonating with you, then please know that this time around, things are going to be different, because you will be experiencing your happy ending. You're fulfilling your child self's wishes. That is for sure. And if it is the case that you are trying again at something that in the past you experienced disappointments in, this time around, you are going to see faster results. Like this journey, it's going to be a lot smoother because you will know how to navigate it better, since you already have some know-how from your previous experience, right? I do feel like you learned a lot of valuable lessons from your first trial, let's say, and you're implementing those lessons in this second attempt. And it's giving you positive results. It's also giving you the confidence that you might have felt you lacked the first time around, or that you felt you lost the first time around. Because I do see you being more confident this time around. I'm sensing radical self-acceptance with the Six of Cups and the Three of Wands. So if in the past you doubted yourself a lot, and it is this self-doubt that held you back most of the time, or did not allow yourself to fully invest in you, in your abilities, in your skills, in what made you you, then this time around things are going to be different. Because I see you owning who you are, not hiding who you are, or hiding behind any masks trying to appeal to a specific audience. You're here to show the world what you're all about. And you're not exactly looking for acceptance. You're instead simply very eager and excited to find your community, and or simply find people who will resonate with you, what it is that you share, your art if you are an artist, or people who have a similar vision as you, who get you, who understand you, right? Because you have this deep knowing that these people are out there and you will come across them at some point. Because the Three of Wands is giving me this energy of, here I go world, here I come. I'm about to add a new flavor, a new color to your palette. So I hope you're ready for me. Because this Three of Wands isn't seeking for permission, right? This Three of Wands is simply showing up. Like, here I am. This is who I am. This is what I do. This is what I have to share. If anyone likes it, then great, come and join. And I love how we have this rainbow in the background, because the rainbow makes me think of true expression, self-expression, creativity, imagination, authenticity. So yeah, it's like there's this feeling of no longer hiding your true colors, or hiding that you are multicolored, that you are multifaceted. It's like embracing your individuality, embracing your uniqueness, which is why I mentioned radical self-acceptance. So some of you could be embracing your individual style, or you could be finding your individual style, or if you have been working towards building a community, finding a community, you will be finding your community very, very soon. There's something here about having a signature style, making something your own, or this time around, getting and or seeing positive results and or outcomes from simply being you, right? There's this feeling of, yes, you're possibly still putting in some effort, but you don't need to put in a lot of effort to get results this time around. It's like you don't need to go up above and beyond to get the bare minimum. Instead, you show up and you receive. You get something in return. You get joy, you get fulfillment. For some, it could even be about revenue, profit, or acknowledgement, recognition. Yeah, and then we have the Nine of Cups. And the Nine of Cups speaks of wish fulfillments. It's getting exactly what it is that you wanted. So this only confirms that a wish of yours is coming true. Something that you've been wanting to make happen, something that you have worked towards to making happen in the past, it's coming true this time around. And I say this time around because, as mentioned, I feel like a lot of you have come back to this. You have returned to this. You have decided to give this another go, but with a new mindset, maybe with a renewed confidence, with this radical self-acceptance, with a new approach, a new outlook, one that is a lot more optimistic, self-empowering, and joyful. Because I do get this feeling of you having released some kind of pressure. For example, if in the past you were placing too much pressure on yourself to meet certain expectations, to appeal to a certain group, or say the right thing, show up the right way, then this time around, you have or you will be releasing that pressure, or you won't be pressuring yourself to meet those expectations. There's this feeling of having outgrown that. Like, now I have no desire to please a select few. Now I have no desire to seek for approval. Like, no, because I have approved of myself. And so all I am looking forward to now is finding my community, right? Or finding people out there who will enjoy what it is that I do, that I share. What I heard in my mind is, I'm not here to be liked, I'm here to be seen. I'm here to be experienced. So yeah, I feel like a lot of you are letting go of some kind of expectation, maybe some kind of norm that was not allowing for you to explore who you are, or to experiment with your talents, your skills, or to express yourself fully. Because after you release this, it's like a barrier is broken or torn. It's like you come out of some cocoon. I'm now being reminded of Alice in Wonderland, when she grows in size and her limbs are like popping out of the windows and the doorways of this house that she was in, because she's become bigger than the house in size. And so it's like you were in this room that was way too small for you, and you were trying to fit into this room thinking that it was you who was the problem, when in reality, the issue wasn't with you, the issue was with the room. It was the room that was too small. So you didn't need to become smaller, you just needed to find a room or space that didn't restrict you, right? And so you're no longer trying to fit into a mold. You're no longer trying to downsize yourself or make yourself smaller in order to appeal to a certain expectation. You're instead allowing yourself to be and finding your way from there. Because the Three of Wands does make me think of an adventurer, right? Someone who's at the start of some kind of journey. And so they have an idea of what is out there, but there's a lot that is unknown to them. But they're okay with that because they are eager for that unknown. They are ready to meet the challenges, explore whatever is out there, because they're no longer afraid, or fear no longer holds them back. That's another thing that I'm sensing, is that a lot of you are releasing or letting go of fear. Irrational fears, or fears that were very stifling, that birthed a lot of insecurities or encouraged a lot of self-doubt. Especially if you have been working towards overcoming those fears or releasing those irrational fears. Learning how to discern between an irrational fear and a helpful fear. The kind of fear that helps you become aware of risks and helps you survive in the world, right? Well, let's see. Yeah, and look, we have fulfillment with Saturn and Sagittarius, the ninth house. So because the ninth house is the house of foreign cultures, overseas trips, and the Three of Wands can speak of traveling, you are being let known that you will get to travel overseas or you will get to go on a trip. The trip of your dreams is what came to mind. So if that is something you've been working towards to, like if you've been saving up for a trip or it's been your dream since you were a little child to visit a foreign country or go on some kind of trip, you will be making this dream of yours a reality, or it will be coming true. I love how we have this money bag here because this also speaks of financial revenue and profit, savings. So if you have been working towards saving up a specific amount of money, you will be achieving this goal if it has been a goal of yours. If your aim, your goal has been to create or have a business that gives you a financial return, you will be achieving this goal or this dream of yours as well. Especially for those of you who currently do have a business or are starting a business. Your business will be giving you a financial return or profit very, very soon. Right? Because I am also seeing something along the lines of you being able to live off a passion of yours, off of a business, a self-made business, or off of your talents, off of that which brings you a lot of joy and allows for you to keep being imaginative, playful, or allows for you to keep doing that which you enjoy. I do see that being the case, but if you are aiming more towards having a stable job that offers you financial stability, for you to be able to pursue something on the side, or having a stable job that offers you financial stability, benefit and paid vacations, that offers you a safety net but also the freedom to do or explore other things, then that is something I see you achieving as well. Right? Because I do feel like a lot of you could be working like a corporate job or 9 to 5, but then you also have something on the side. There's something else that you are pursuing on the side, or there's something else that you love to invest a lot of your time and energy on during your free time. For some, it could be traveling. Maybe you have like a traveling vlog, but for others of you, it could be something like art. I'm also seeing something like reading, fashion, design, but these are just examples. But I do see you finding or getting a job that is near perfect, since it fulfills your current requirements and meets almost all of your current expectations. It offers the hours, the salary, and the benefits you want, or the freedom and or flexibility you have been looking for. Also, if you have been wanting to go back to school, or if, for example, you had to drop out of school and so your dream has been to finish school, get a degree, get certified, get some kind of license, I do see you going back to school or getting an opportunity to resume your education, your higher education, if that is the case for you, and you achieving your dream of yours of getting your degree, getting some kind of certification or license. But I do see you being and or feeling re-inspired. It's like there's this feeling of you're accomplishing a lot of the things that you either placed on hold or you had to place on hold, or that didn't work out for you in the past, or that maybe you didn't have the energy, the motivation to pursue in the past. Like now you're getting out there and you're pursuing these things and you're making them a reality for you, or you're gaining some experience through you pursuing them, some life experience. But most importantly, you're getting so much joy out of you pursuing these things, making these wishes of yours come true. There's this feeling of you checking things off of your bucket list, like one by one, but you're checking them off. You're healing your heart. You're healing your inner child. It's like you're showing your inner child that you can forge your own destiny, right? And that a couple of disappointments do not have to determine your future, or do not have to determine whether you get to experience joy, happiness, or fulfillment in the present or in the future. Because it is you who determines that. Not outcomes, not results, not other people's opinions. It is you. and it is you who makes your life happen. I just heard in my mind getting back into the game or getting back in the game. So that could be a relevance for some of you, but there is this feeling of you reclaiming your life, your independence, your freedom, you getting back out there, making a very strong comeback, rising like the phoenix, and kind of surprising life or surprising the world with your individuality, with your voice, your unique voice, your charisma, your unique style, with your presence, with your essence. And I do want to clarify that when I talk about uniqueness, this isn't about trying to stand out, right? What I mean by uniqueness is this is what sets you apart because it's you. It's coming from a very authentic space. Yeah, so again, if in the past you were trying to achieve a goal while also trying to fit in, this time around you're trying to achieve a goal or make a dream a reality without worrying about fitting in. It's like that's not really a concern of yours anymore. It's no longer something that is pressuring you or putting too much pressure on you or making it difficult for you to breathe, for you to simply exist, for you to explore and experiment and or create freely. Like that's gone or that will be gone. Well, anything else? So we have expectation means a desire and a belief are in the same place. If a desire hasn't come, notice less of what is and put that in the past. Imagine, believe, and expect. Yeah, I feel like this is what it is that you are experiencing now or will be experiencing soon. You're imagining, you're believing, and you're expecting good outcomes. The sun often indicates optimism, childlike wonder, joy, youthfulness, as well as success, right? So I do see you being more optimistic, right? Regardless of what you have experienced in the past. I feel like this is radical optimism. Is that a thing? Because it's optimism while knowing and acknowledging the fact that some things might not turn out as we expect them to. Like, yeah, there might be and there probably is going to be some disappointments, but that doesn't mean that if there's downs, there aren't going to be any ups, because there will be ups. And so I see you guys kind of embracing the ups and downs of life, and while doing so, looking forward to those exciting moments, looking forward to those bright sunny days. You know, there's this feeling of taking it one day at a time and not rushing yourself, right? Allowing yourself to grow with every step that you take instead of expecting yourself to already be somewhere or be someone once you've taken a step. It's realizing that life takes many different turns, and with every turn we learn something new, and especially we learn something new about ourselves. And so instead of expecting yourself to know it all right now, you're allowing yourself to learn. Learn as you grow and enjoy every blessing as it comes. Because a lot of you are finding that happiness can be found in singular moments, in the smallest of details. It doesn't only have to come after achieving something major, a milestone, or experiencing some kind of ending or new beginning. You can experience happiness as you're moving through life in your day-to-day. So if you've been working on your mental health, your mental well-being, on your frame of mind, on maybe having a healthier, optimistic outlook on things, on life, it seems like that's what it's bearing you fruit, because I am sensing someone here being a lot more content or approaching life with a lot less pressure and or unrealistic or unhelpful expectations. But anything else? So this deck that I have here is a homemade deck, and it contains quotes from the animated series Adventure Time. So let's see what comes out. Oh, okay. And we have, sometimes a well-intended wish can lead to nuts. And this is by the character Prispo. Again, we have the word wish. So a wish of yours is going to come true. It's a wish that you hold near and dear to your heart. It's a wish that has been consistent over time. Even if at times you might have not prioritized it or not focused on it, it's been there in the back of your mind throughout your life. And it's coming true. And I do get the feeling that your world is opening up for you, or you're opening up to the world. And so your experience of the world is going to change drastically. If you've never traveled, or if you haven't traveled far, then you will be traveling in your near future. And that could be how the world is opening up to you, right? Because you're exploring, you're seeing new places, you're being exposed to new cultures, perhaps. But if for a while you've been in a very specific mind frame, if you've been looking at the world from one single lens that has been quite opaque, hasn't been that very colorful, or hasn't allowed for diversity in your life or fun and play, very soon you are going to be introduced to a new or different lens that is colorful, or that allows for you to see all of the colors, that allows for the details to be clearer to you. There's something here about life feeling and being a lot richer to you, or you feeling alive once more, reinvigorated. Yeah, a lot of you are getting your spark back, and that will be after you have reconnected with your inner child. Because I feel like it's your inner child, or that childlike wonder essence, that has been missing in your life, possibly, if you have been feeling a little dull, under the weather, discouraged, or lackluster. You're getting your voice back, is what I heard. You're coming back home to you. You're coming back to yourself. You're coming back to the world. I heard revival. There's some kind of revival. And then we have sucking at something is the first step to being sort of good at something. Yeah, so some of you could be starting something new. And if you are starting or trying something new, remember this quote: sucking at something is the first step to being sort of good at something, okay? So don't let ideas of perfection, needing to be perfect, needing to be excellent at something right away, keep you from actually developing your skills, right? Because remember, you're developing your skills, you're developing your talents. So allow yourself to learn and to grow and to get better at something. Because if you do, you will. You will be getting better at something. You will be developing your skills. You will be finding your style, or your area of expertise, or your signature style. Okay, but now I want to read the message that is on the back of the card that you were drawn to. So we have be filled with joy. I have no idea what's on the back of these cards, by the way. So this was a surprise. Be filled with joy, because that's exactly what I'm seeing here, especially with the Sun, with the Six of Cups, with Three of Wands, the Nine of Cups, the fulfillment card. You're experiencing joy, and you're allowing for your joy to emanate. I feel like a lot of you are tapping into connecting with or working on something that fills you with joy. You're prioritizing your joy, or joy, fun, over perfection, over meeting certain expectations, fitting in, or being liked. Because maybe you've done that in the past, or maybe you tried prioritizing that in the past and it just didn't work out for you. It was so unsatisfying, so unfulfilling. It was just a lot of work without any pay. And so now you're deciding, no, let's do things differently now. Like, I worked so hard to meet people's expectations, and at the end of the day, no matter what I did, they were never happy. So now I'm just gonna prioritize my happiness. Now I'm just gonna focus on doing what brings me joy and see how that works out, right? Because at least I'll be getting something out of it, right? At least I will be happy doing it, knowing that, it brings no harm to anybody, right? Because this is about you pursuing or doing something that brings you joy and brings you happiness, without bringing harm to you or to anybody else. So I feel like a lot of you are being let know the answer lies in that which brings you joy, feels right to you, aligns with your values, and or allows you the freedom to express yourself. to use your voice. Okay, but let's see, anything else I want to point out? Rainbows, sun imagery, flowers, also the money sign, clovers, keys, and gold coins could be important symbols, signs, good omens, as well as, blueberries or the color blue. And then as mentioned, the number 3. All the numbers in your spread are divisible by 3. We have 3, 6, and 9. So the numbers 3, 6, and 9 could be of significance, or numbers divisible by 3. Also, you're being let known that your blessings will come in 3, right? So you will either get 3 blessings at a time, or there are going to be 3 wishes of yours that are going to come true. But I do get this feeling of sets of 3. 3 sets of 3 to be more specific. So there could be something like 3 blessings at a time, or every 3 months, or in the span of 3 months. It could also be weeks or years if that resonates more with you. But I do feel like things are going to evolve, transform a lot faster now. So if this could be a situation where maybe every 3 years or maybe every three months, you're going to experience like a major milestone, or you are going to go through a major transformation or some kind of upgrade possibly. Your life will be looking a lot different than it did like 3 months prior or 3 years prior. Also prisms could be of significance. There's something here about like technicolor or just color, a lot of patterns. Some of you could be like changing your style very soon. You could be mixing up patterns, wearing a lot more vibrant colors. Or there's something about colors, patterns, texture. Yeah, maybe that's what you're missing, or that's what your inner child has been craving, or that's how you express yourself. You express yourself through colors, patterns, textures, something along those lines. Yeah, so allow yourself to explore with that if that really draws your attention. Don't wait for the world to tell you yes. Don't wait for the right time. If you can start now, if you can do it now, if you can allow yourself to experience it now. Your life is here. It's now. Okay, but these are all the messages coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you're new to this channel and you wish to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. To all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements or just let them run in the background, thank you so much for that, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this growing channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to my spirit team and your spirit guides for assisting me with delivering these messages to you. Thank you so very much. And I'm wishing you a wonderful rest of your day or night, depending on when you are watching. And until the next moment, bye-bye. Hello, if you were drawn to the strawberry, bienvenidos to your reading. So when meditating on the energy of this group, the message rest assured came to mind. If you connect with archangels, deities, or a higher power, please know that you are receiving reassurance from them and that they are protecting you, looking after you, and overseeing your projects, or overseeing, taking care of, looking into whatever it is that you have confided in them, delegated to them, or asked of their assistance from. I strongly feel there is a higher power, a being of light who wants to let you know that they're with you, they're taking care of you, they're looking after you and protecting you. You are well protected. You are divinely protected is the message that is coming through. Okay, but let me move on to the rest of the cards. Oh, I also want to add, these beings of light or higher power is also taking care of a loved one. They are also looking after a loved one. We're right by their side, they're saying. We are looking after them. We're right here with them. Okay, let me see. Chamomile tea or chamomile could be of significance. The flowers surrounding this strawberry is reminding me of chamomile. And it's just really standing out to me. Oh, but we have the Six of Cups. This card also fell out for group 2, I believe. For the blueberries. We have the Seven of Swords. And we have the Six of Swords. 6, 7, 6. Oh, this could be an important combination. Number combination 676. And then we have the Three of Swords. There's a lot of sword energy here. Can we clarify this Three of Swords, please? The Nine of Cups and the Hermit. I feel like you guys have been working towards releasing something or making peace with something of the past or with a certain outcome. I do feel like for a lot of you, there was some kind of walking away. Either you walked away or someone else walked away. Others of you felt it necessary to leave a situation, leave something behind. I just heard in my mind, it's now or never. So some of you could have felt at some point that if you didn't leave a situation right then and there, then either you might never end up leaving it, or it would be very difficult for you to leave it, walk away from it, or step out of it later on. And so choosing to leave right then and there could have felt like a very drastic and sudden decision. But although it might have felt like that, it actually was a decision or a choice that you had been considering for a while. The decision to walk away or leave a situation was something you had been building up to, working towards to, gaining the courage to do possibly. Others of you were simply waiting for an opportunity. I'm also seeing a situation where some of you are possibly grieving, mourning, or you are seeking closure, you have been seeking closure. There's this feeling of saying your last goodbyes. I am picking up on different situations here, so please only take that which resonates and or applies. But overall, I do sense a bittersweet feeling or a lot of rawness coming through. Someone here is healing. They are finding closure, or they have been seeking closure and they are finding it. So if you have been working towards mending a broken heart, finding peace, feeling at peace with a decision that you have made, with how something turned out, played out, you are or you will be finding peace. I sense some of you experiencing forgiveness, where maybe you are extending forgiveness to someone, or you are extending yourself forgiveness. And through this forgiveness, you are finding healing, closure, or peace. Some of you might even be experiencing ascension. With the Nine of Cups and the Hermit, both of them being the number 9, by the way, and 9 being a very spiritual number, a number that can speak of enlightenment. Actually, I'm not 100% that is true. I am not a numerologist. I cannot confirm that that's what the number 9 indicates or signifies based on numerology. The only reason why I said that, it's because it's the first thing that came to mind. It's what I felt the strongest when looking at the number 9. Enlightenment, spirituality, ascension. So it seems like you are, or very soon you will be, transforming a life experience into a life lesson, or you will be evolving, growing from or through a life experience. There's this feeling of turning a heartache, a heartbreak into wisdom. So if something feels painful right now because a wound is still very fresh, you're being let known this wound will close and heal, and the pain will turn into wisdom, into understanding or knowing. So if you recently made a decision to walk away or move on from the past, the Six of Cups can often indicate the past. It can also represent connections, relationships, The Six of Cups can also represent children. So some of you could have ended a relationship, or as mentioned, you could have decided to leave something in the past. And if you are currently wondering whether you made the right decision, right, whether in the future you're going to regret making this decision, you're being let known that you will find peace with this decision of yours. And again, if that's something you've been working towards too, you will find and experience this peace. The Nine of Cups and the Hermit is making me think of someone who has reached a point where they understand that something had to be done, something had to happen in order for them to either save themselves or find their happiness, their true joy, or reclaim it. Something had to be done in order for them to reconnect with themselves, find themselves, or for them to feel inspired to go within, to heal, to better understand themselves, to address their core wounds, possibly. I'm sensing someone thinking to themselves, if I had remained, I would never have grown. I would never have, let's say, healed or found it in me to start my healing journey, or to maybe let go of negative tendencies, habits, or unhealthy attachments. The Six of Swords is all about sailing into calmer waters. It's a card of transitions. It's also a card that can speak of spiritual guidance. So, as mentioned previously, if you have been seeking guidance from beings of light, your spirit guides, from the divine, from angelic beings, you are receiving this divine guidance or this guidance from them. You are being protected by them. I see this man in the Six of Swords representing your guides, this divine entity who is with you at all times, right? They promised they would be with you and they're keeping to their promise. And so if at times you feel this sudden courage, right, to take one step forward or to make a very sudden but important decision, life decision, like a decision to walk away, to step away from a situation that you know was maybe unstable, unhealthy, or cyclical, like repetitive, like it was the same thing over and over and over again, nothing changed, nothing bettered, then that inspiration, that courage is coming from you feeling supported by the divine, you being guided by the divine, you being reassured by the divine that it's okay for you to make this decision, that it is okay for you to heal. It is okay for you to want to feel better. It is okay for you to grieve. It is okay for you to mourn. It is okay for you to feel. This is a very specific message. Again, only take that which resonates, but I feel a lot of you are being reassured that it's okay to hold space in your heart for someone who was a very important figure in your life, who may still be a very important figure in your life, whilst deciding to let them go, right? By either choosing to distance yourself from them, physically distance yourself from them, or release any attachments you have towards them. It's okay for you to hold love for someone who you've decided to say goodbye to. There's nothing wrong with that, because loving someone will not stop you from healing. Loving someone will not hold you back. You can love and remember someone. The Six of Cups often represents memories, reminiscing, while choosing to continue living your life and focus on other things in your waking life. This is a strange message for me to deliver, solely because I personally find it a little bit strange, but it is the message that is coming through, which is you will be finding your happiness. So if some of you need that reassurance, you are being given it. For others, you're being let known that you will experience happiness once more. The heart will mend, the heart will heal. And not only your heart, but also your mind. Because the Three of Swords are all about the mind, thoughts. So you will understand, or you will come to understand, or you will gain so much wisdom from allowing yourself to grieve, to mourn, to heal. as well as to feel. So it is okay for you to live. It is okay for you to experience life. It is okay for you to seek your joy and your happiness and allow yourself to experience these emotions. Because it is through you doing that that you will start healing, mending any wounds that you have experienced or that still feel very fresh, and gain a new perspective that will allow for you to see with a lot more clarity. The mind reframes itself, or it can be reframed. So if peace of mind is what you are seeking, or it's what you've been working towards to, peace of mind is what you will be reaching and or experiencing. Or if you have been working towards some kind of understanding, some kind of wisdom, you will be gaining that understanding as well as that wisdom. Well, let me pull out an oracle card now. Children may be of significance. Or childhood memories, your childhood, your upbringing. Some of you could be addressing childhood wounds, or you're overcoming childhood traumas. If you are familiar with soul retrieval, that is something you could be experiencing very soon. What I'm seeing in specific is you retrieving a part of you. It's like, because there's this feeling of someone being either stuck in the past or a part of them being stuck in the past in a specific time in their life. And this has made it difficult for them to fully be present, to feel present, or to enjoy their here and now and look forward to their future. Or it has made someone feel like they're missing a part of them, or like they can't find closure, like they can't move on. The past keeps having a hold on them. This could also be creating a strong feeling of loneliness for some who this is resonating with. Like no matter where they go, with who they are with, they continue feeling lonely, like something is missing, or like they have left a part of themselves somewhere. Or it can make them feel a little lost, maybe even uneasy. And so now they are reclaiming, they're calling back this part of themselves to them through releasing themselves of a memory, or helping that part of themselves that was stuck in that period of their life escape from that period, like move on from it. And that's how they are coming back to themselves, or that part of them is coming back to them, to the present them, right? And so this could be done through like healing. Maybe some of you are working with a therapist, going to therapy to address an event of the past, to then be able to kind of retrieve yourself or release yourself of that memory, find a way out of it is how it's coming through, and come back to you. So if you have been working towards that, if any of that resonated with you, you are or you will be retrieving this part of yourself. You will be addressing something of the past that you felt was haunting you or was holding you back, which will then allow for you to either overcome it or simply free yourself from it, heal from it. Yeah, we have the 9th house with Moon and Sagittarius, optimism. Yeah, so optimism makes me think of joy, right? So emotional fulfillment. It makes me think of the light at the end of the tunnel. So if you've been seeking for that light at the end of the tunnel, first of all, you are about to find it, see it. And second, you will be reaching it. You will be washed and bathed in it. The illustration in the optimism card always reminds me of the Chariot. And the Chariot speaks of forward movement, momentum. So I do see you moving forward, as well as looking forward to the future. So if for the longest time you've been looking towards the past, or you found yourself time and time again looking to the past, it seems like slowly or very soon you will find yourself feeling less of an inclination to look back. So I definitely do see a lot of you guys leaving something in the past, healing from the past. You are reclaiming your joy, your childlike wonder. Some of you may even be reclaiming your innocence. Or if it's not your innocence, it's that part of you that you felt you lost or you left behind or was taken from you. Yeah, because the Seven of Swords can often speak of or indicate theft. And so if you felt like your innocence or your joy, your wonder, your purity, your happiness was taken from you, you're being let know that no, it might have felt that way at one point, but you're soon discovering that no one can take this away from you because it's yours. It's very much a part of you. You could feel disconnected from it at times, but that doesn't mean that you have lost it. And so what I see is you reconnecting with this part of you that maybe for a while you felt you lost or was taken from you. For those of you who have lost someone, I sense that you are realizing that although this person might not be in your physical reality any longer, that doesn't mean that their energy, their presence, their essence isn't still around. So you may be reconnecting with this person, maybe not with their physical form, but with their energy, with their essence, with their memory. You might be finding a lot of strength through remembering this loved one who has passed on, or holding space for them in your heart, honoring them, their memory, their energy in that way. But for others of you, I feel like this is speaking about you reconnecting with yourself, you reconnecting and or healing your relationship with your inner child, or you healing your inner child, healing inner child wounds. I also sense a lot of you are or have been working towards giving yourself permission to experience joy, happiness, or to live your life to the fullest, right? Or maybe you have been learning how to do that, how to live your life. There's something here about reteaching. Like I have to teach myself again how to live, or I'm teaching myself that it's okay for me to enjoy certain things in life, that it's okay for me to experience joy, that it's okay for me to look forward to the future, that it's safe for me to do so. Yeah, so some of you could have been working on reprogramming your mind, reframing your thinking. And if you have been working on that, you are undoing certain lessons, certain teachings you received in the past that were very disempowering to you or just caused a lot of fear around being independent or just being yourself, expressing your emotions, and you are teaching yourself new things. If some of you are worried about repeating a cycle, you're being let know that you won't. For example, if you're worried about passing down certain programmings or teachings onto your children, onto future generations, you're being let know that you will not. Because you are breaking generational cycles, traumas. Because you have chosen to reframe your thinking. You have chosen to undo certain teachings that you know were only hurting you, hurting your relationships, hurting your connection with your inner being, your inner child. And so by you simply deciding to work on all of this, you're already making and creating changes. You're already breaking the cycles. You're already showing up differently than your previous generations. You're not only doing a lot for you, you're also doing a lot for the generations to come. And perfection is not being expected from you. Okay, because remember, no one in life is truly perfect in the sense of they know what to do at every single moment and they always get everything right, because we are all learning and evolving. So It's okay if you are still learning. It's okay if you are still growing. It's okay if you're still healing. You still healing doesn't mean that you're not worthy of love, happiness, and joy, and that you can't also offer companionship, support, reassurance, or that you can't emit joy, beauty, and wonder, because you can. And these three figures here, at the bottom of the optimism card, are making me think of like a spirit team, spirit guide. So once again, you have a lot of divine guidance and support on your side. And look, here we have an angel as well, or a little Cupid. So you have angelic support. But I also feel like soon you will also be receiving or finding a lot of support from people in your life. I do see you having a support system, or you're being let know that you can rely on certain people that you do have around you. Or if you feel like right now you don't have much support, again, you're being let know that soon you will. You will find your tribe, you will find your people. I feel like you guys are definitely moving on to calmer waters. Some of you could be at some point physically moving or relocating. If you're working towards that, or that's something you want to do, you're being let know it is in the cards for you. I do see you settling down somewhere new, like a different city, a different state, possibly. It could be a different country, and also experiencing a totally different system. So if you had a chaotic upbringing, or if there was a lot of instability around the home, in the home, it feels like in your future there will be a lot more stability. I do see you having a place to live in, a place to call your own, a place to call home. I do see you loving the residence or the place or the city, the town that you live in. I keep thinking of like someone being able to walk on the streets without fear or without worry, someone having like the coffee shop nearby, the grocery store nearby, someone being part of a community or a neighborhood that is very welcoming, living in a neighborhood that feels very safe, or that is like a little paradise. It feels like a sanctuary. It feels like home, in other words. I sense someone thinking to themselves or feeling that they do not only feel at home in their like apartment, in their house, or their living space. They feel at home the minute they step into their neighborhood. Like, yes, this is my place, this is my space. I keep thinking of like New York, New Jersey, or somewhere in the United States of America, that you don't have to end up living there if that's not where you want to settle down in. It's just something that is coming to mind as reference maybe. But I'm also thinking of townhouses or like streets lined with beautiful grown trees and clean sidewalks. I feel like a lot of you guys are releasing a lot of fears. You're mending, you're healing the heart. You're reassuring yourself, you're reassuring your inner child, or some part of you that has been very fearful for a while, that it's okay to relax now, that they can feel safe now. Okay, well, let's see, anything else? Yeah, maybe some of you are seeking sanctuary, or you are moving to a safer environment, or if that's something you've been working towards to, if that's something you've been wanting and or needing, it will be happening. You will be moving, relocating somewhere better is how it's coming through, or somewhere safer. But we have, don't be a problem solver, be a solution allower. Yeah, and this again makes me think of divine intervention, divine guidance, divine assistance. So you are being assisted by the divine, right? You're being let known help is on the way, or help will be provided to you. There will be people who will offer you a lending hand or will provide you the support that you need. You will have a support system. You're not alone is what they're saying. Allow yourself to be assisted. Okay, but anything else? you can start over is also the message that is coming through. I guess I'm a special person and I am worthy of respect. And this is a quote said by the character Ice King from the animated series Adventure Time. Yeah, I feel like a lot of you are choosing yourself. You're choosing your safety. You're choosing your peace of mind. You're choosing to seek out and or create something that is stable, healthy, and safe. You are no longer wanting to remain in an environment, in a situation, in a relationship, or even in a mind frame that only induces fear, that is very unstable, unreliable, even unwelcoming. Some of you could have children, or you are choosing to leave a situation for the safety of not only yourself, but also your child or your children. And you're being supported in your decision to do so. We also have like being okay with everybody making mistakes around me, like mind my own stuff more. Yeah, some of you are choosing to prioritize your life yourself. You're choosing to take care of you now. Maybe some of you were remaining in a situation for the sake of somebody else, or you thought you had to remain in a situation because you felt or you were made to believe that the priority wasn't you, but it was somebody else, like a romantic partner, for example. Yeah, so if you were remaining in an unhealthy relationship because you were hoping to change somebody, I think you're coming to understand or realize that it's not up to you to change someone, and that at the end of the day, it's not you who will change someone. If someone changes, it will be because they themselves decided to change. They themselves decided to work on themselves and put in the work themselves. And this could also be referring to a situation where someone was seeing themselves change, let's say not for the better, and instead of remaining wherever they were or remaining how they were, they decided to walk away, and that was them choosing to do this for themselves because they didn't want to lose themselves in a situation. Yeah, so sometimes it's not about changing the situation, changing the environment in order to see positive changes in ourselves, right? Sometimes what is needed is for us to walk away from those situations and those environments to protect ourselves. Yeah, so I feel like for a lot of you, this is about realizing that maybe the answer wasn't out there. It wasn't in changing something external from you, but instead the answer was within you. It was in you choosing to protect who you were by removing yourself from a situation that maybe was only enabling or encouraging bad habits or tendencies in you. Yeah, so some of you could have ended or walked away from a codependent connection, relationship, or dynamic. Or some of you could have realized that it was not up to something or someone to make you happy. If you wanted to experience happiness, it had to come from within you. At the end of the day, it was only you yourself, who could make you happy, truly happy. Or if it's not about happiness, this could be about like healing, right? Someone who was waiting to be healed by another or to be saved by another. Now they're realizing that it's not up to somebody else or something else to come and save them and heal them. It's up to them, right? Because depending on somebody else to make you feel better only creates a codependent relationship and dynamic, which then ultimately you might end up needing to heal or heal from. So you're finding that you do have it in you to save, protect, heal, and reassure yourself. Of course, that doesn't mean that you cannot be supported, right? Or that it's wrong for you to want to be and feel supported, because there's nothing wrong with that, and you can be supported without creating that codependent dynamic or any unhealthy attachments. And I see that's what a lot of you are like working towards too. You're being let know that you are working towards that. So something else you guys are being reassured about is that you can be independent. You can be emotionally stable and self-sufficient while still finding support in others, being supported by others, and or wanting that reassurance from time to time. A supportive, healthy relationship or connection won't take away from your independence and won't take away from all of the healing that you have done. it will not, okay? But now I want to share with you the message that is on the back of the card that you were drawn to, and we have savor life. Yeah, I feel like you're savoring your life. When I read savor, I thought of like the word savior. Interesting. But I do feel like you're enjoying your life, or you're starting to enjoy your life a lot more, or you're being let know that you will, and that it's okay for you to enjoy your life, savor your life. You can live moment by moment. You don't always have to be awaiting some grand finale or grand event to truly savor your life. The little things, the minutiae details also count, and they add up. Let's see. Numbers divisible by 3, or the numbers 3, 6, and 9 could be of significance, especially 6 and 9. So we have like 2 6s and 3 9s in your spread. You could have been born in the month of June, in the month of December. You could be a life path number 6, a life path number 9, or you could have been born in a year that ends with the number 6 or the number 9, maybe the number 3 or 7. And if so, this is serving as a confirmation, but also you're being let known to look out for the month of June, September, and December, because it did pop in my mind, the month of December. Sagittarius season could also be of significance. These socks here, are these socks? Like wool socks really stood out to me. Sorry, I just had to point them out because they really stood out to me all of a sudden. Wool socks could be of significance. Maybe some of you knit, or knitting could be of significance. Crocheting. I just heard in my mind, you did well. You did well. You can rest assured that you did well. Okay, but these are all the messages coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you are new to this channel and you wish to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much to all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements or just let them play in the background, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this growing channel. So if you did, I truly do appreciate it. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to my spirit team and your spirit guides for assisting me with delivering these messages. Thank you so very much. And I'm wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful rest of your day or night, depending on when you're watching. And until the next moment, bye bye. Hello, if you were drawn to the cherries, bienvenidos to your reading. So when meditating on the energy of this group, I saw in my mind's eye an image of someone holding something in their hands. And by the way that they held it, it seemed to be precious, valuable, or fragile, as if they've been waiting to hold it their entire life. So all I can say as of now is that whatever is bearing you fruit next is something tangible, something that you can see with your physical eyes, something that you can hold in your hands. Okay, but let us move on to the cards. Okay, so we have the Knight of Wands in the reversal. What I just heard when looking at the Knight of Wands in the reversal was, it's been enough time. I'm not sure if that makes sense. It made sense to me when it popped into my mind, but that is the message that came to mind. It's been enough time. And then we have the King of Swords in the upright. Something keeps nagging at my mind, and it's the message, what is bearing you fruits is something tangible, because I feel the need to correct it to, it is the fruits that are or will be tangible, not the thing that is bearing the fruits, but the fruits themselves. And then we have the Six of Cups. Well, this card has fallen out for 2 other groups, so that would be 3 groups in total, 3 out of the 4 in this video. Can you please clarify the Six of Cups? Ace of Pentacles. Okay. So the message that is now coming to mind is there's been enough waiting. I will say, group 4, I feel or have been feeling pretty emotional since connecting with this group's energy. And my mind right now feels or is a bit fuzzy. I feel confused and I fear that I am misinterpreting the messages or that I will. It's giving like mixed signals and signs. Am I seeing what I want to see, or am I seeing the reality of the situation? Am I being logical and reasonable, or am I letting my heart and my feelings get the best of me? Like, that's the conundrum or the inner turmoil, the thoughts, the feelings that I'm picking up on. So I wonder if some of you have been working towards clarity or towards making up your mind or feeling decided about something. I wonder if some of you have been wanting and or aiming to feel sure enough to make a decision, move forward or move towards something or someone. With the Six of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, I do see an offer being extended, a proposal. Because the Six of Cups can speak of partnerships, for some, this may be a proposal for partnership, for collaboration, but it could also be something like a romantic proposal, a marriage proposal. And now the word that came to mind is promise. Someone here is promising a new beginning, long-term commitment, or they're making some kind of promise. It could be you, or this may be somebody else who is extending this offer, proposal, or making this promise to you. It's interesting how at the beginning I was talking about the fruits being something tangible. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Pentacles are associated with the element of earth, therefore all things tangible, earthly. So I see you receiving some tangible evidence or confirmation. And this is interesting to me because the energy here feels very emotional. It's not something that I can grasp, see, because the only way that I could detect it is by feeling it. I can only feel it. So it seems like something that was once either surreal to you or intangible, something that you could only simply feel, sense, is now becoming tangible, is now becoming real or concrete. It's like a vision or a dream that now is manifesting into the 3D. It's now becoming something that you can see, touch, even smell. Yeah, with the Knight of Wands in the reverse, what came to mind is that which was once elusive or felt like it was out of reach or distant or impossible, like a dream, like a fairy tale is what came to mind, is now real, or it's becoming real, or it's now showing you that it is real, that it's not only possible, but plausible. I'm picking up on different situations or scenarios here, so only take that which resonates. I feel like for a lot of you, this is pertaining to a relationship, a partnership, and more specifically, it is pertaining to someone's feelings, and it could be your own, becoming clear now, becoming obvious, or someone's feelings manifesting into something tangible. With the King of Swords, which is associated with the element of air, so air signs, which will be Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini, by the way, I feel like someone has either become clear as to how it is that they feel about someone or something, or they've decided to no longer run away from their feelings. They've decided to accept how it is that they feel about someone or something. So this could be you. If you have been working towards opening up or feeling and being comfortable with your feelings, or with trusting in your feelings, trusting in yourself to discern how it is that you truly feel, then it seems like the work you've been putting into achieving this, it's paying off. Because with the Knight of Wands being in the reversal, I sense that someone who once ran away from their feelings is now no longer running away. They are sitting with their feelings. They are acknowledging and accepting how it is that they feel. And through this acknowledgement and or acceptance, they are gaining clarity or becoming clear as to what it is that they need to do or want to do moving forward or next. This may also be about someone learning to feel through their emotions first before acting upon them. Because one way of avoiding feeling is by acting out, being reactive, taking action, keeping oneself busy. So someone here is no longer being avoidant, let's say running away, by actually taking the time to feel and process their emotions instead of immediately reacting to them. And so again, this may be you, but if not, this could be the energy of someone who will be or does play a very significant role in your life. This could be the energy of the one who will be coming forward to propose something to you, to extend to you an offer, or make you a promise that they only ever dreamed of making. I just heard in my mind, it is time. So someone here is making some kind of move, or that's the outcome, that's the fruit that's being bared, action, a decision, an acknowledgement, an acceptance, commitment. Most importantly, the truth of how someone feels, the truth of what someone wants, the truth of someone's desires. Someone here is laying it all out on the table. They're bearing their heart, or they're opening up to another. If this is not necessarily about a partnership, like someone, like person A offering something to person B, then this may be referring to someone opening up to themselves, someone being completely honest and real with themselves about what it is that they want, about their dreams, about their desires, about whether or not they have been pursuing that which they want, or about whether or not they have been making excuses to not pursue that which they want. And this moment of raw honesty is leading or giving way to some kind of new beginning and to a self-made promise. Because I do sense someone here promising to themselves, I will do all that I can, all that is in my power to make my dreams a reality, to commit to my future. Someone here could be awakening to the realization that they are ready for commitment, maybe for a partnership. Doesn't necessarily have to be with someone in specific. It's just accepting that they are ready for a partnership, right? Maybe a romantic partnership, or they are ready to meet their life partner, come into union with their life partner. Maybe someone here has been working on healing or addressing wounds around relationships and connections. Maybe they have been addressing fears around commitment, betrayal, or any trust issues, if there have been any. To feel more comfortable and safe with opening up to another, or enter into a partnership, relationship, or to develop connections, right? Because the Ace of Pentacles makes me think of commitment, right? Something that is long term. So if you are someone who tends to cut connections short because there is some fear around commitment, or you cut connections short as a way to protect yourself from the possibility of being abandoned and or betrayed, that is something I see being addressed, or possibly that has been addressed. Because with the Six of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, I do sense there being an okayness with opening up to another, being vulnerable with another, enough to get to know someone over time, deepen their connection with them, and in that way develop a long-term relationship. Because I am sensing that regardless of whatever situation is resonating the most with you, there will be an offer of commitment, as well as partnership, friendship, companionship, and love. The Six of Cups can often indicate familiarity. So I do see either someone coming in to your life. It could be a King of Swords, right? So this may be an air, sun, moon, or rising sign person, but they don't have to be, because I'm also seeing the element of fire here. So Aries, Sagittarius, and Leo. But regardless of whatever signs they are, this is someone who, when they come in, they will be very decisive. They will be very clear as to what their intentions are. They will be very open about their feelings, most specifically about how they feel for you and what they want to experience with you, what they can offer you, what they are willing to offer you. So you are being let know that you are making way and or space for a new relationship, a new connection, or an offer for partnership, commitment. So either someone new is entering your life, someone who you can enter into a long-term committed relationship with or partnership with, or someone who you can open up to, someone who you can be utterly honest and sincere with, or you are opening up to someone who is already very much a part of your life, right? Because as mentioned previously, this could be a situation where one person or the other, both, are no longer running away from their feelings and are deciding to be more open about how it is that they feel. And so this could lead to a deepening of a relationship or a connection, maybe even a confession. And the word follow through is coming to mind. So whatever promises are being made, they will be followed through. They will be kept. That's the aim. That's the goal. Yeah, but for others of you, this could be someone new. This could be a new relationship, a relationship that you are attracting. And if you are someone who often hides your feelings or waits for another to make a move, I feel like this time around, you may find yourself taking initiative pretty soon, right? It could be after you acknowledge your feelings, or it will be after you meet someone who is going to inspire a lot of tender feelings in you, right? Someone who you will feel very safe with and who you feel protected by, or you feel seen by, someone who you yourself want to protect and or you cherish. The word awakening is coming to mind, and what is coming through in specific is someone awakening certain feelings, certain desires in another, someone awakening the resolve in another. So some of you may be meeting someone who you will find it worth taking some kind of action for, like making the first move or taking some kind of initiative to either approach the person, spark a conversation with them, confess to them, or possibly even reciprocate. I sense this softening with the Six of Cups. It's like someone being willing to put their defenses down in order to get to know another who they are eager to get to know. But let me pull out an oracle card. And it's interesting how at the start of the reading, before I drew out any of these tarot cards, I did see in my mind's eye someone holding something in their hands. And then in the Six of Cups, we have this one person holding this cup full of flowers, right? This bouquet as an offering. Yeah, so I feel like some of you are opening up your heart to another, or you're opening up to romance maybe, or just partnerships, connections. So two cards. Well, one card fell out and another flipped over. So the card that flipped over is the 11th house with Mars in Aquarius, the key term rebellion. And then the card that fell out is the 4th house with Mars in Cancer and the key term quarrel. Both of them being Mars, a planet of action, assertion, and drive, is quite interesting to me because the Knight of Wands, the most action-orientated knight of the deck, is in the reversal. So a couple of things are coming to mind. First is someone who was once on the defensive is no longer on the defensive, right? In the rebellion card, we can see like a fort or a wall, and it reminds me of the expression building a wall around one's heart. So someone here who had built a wall around their heart has teared down those walls or soon will be tearing down those walls. And if there was any wall between you and another, right? If there was some kind of friction, if there was conflict, I feel like that wall that separated you is coming down. Conflict is being resolved. With the 6 of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles, this may be speaking about an apology. Someone coming forth with an apology, with an offer of reconciliation, right? It seems like the quarreling, the bickering, the back and forth, the not meeting eye to eye is coming to an end. And it's coming to an end because two people, and I do see it being two people, because in the illustrations of both the rebellion and the quarrel card, we can see two people, right? So where two people are now choosing to, instead of run away from the conflict, they are now addressing the conflict. Instead of running away from the resolution or the solution, they are running towards it, right? So I do see a willingness to talk it out, a willingness to resolve your issues or any misunderstandings with another. So I am seeing a situation where someone is either deciding to release any inner conflict, no longer fight against themselves, by no longer fighting against their feelings, or by allowing themselves to process their emotions, as well as acknowledge any fears or insecurities that might have them reacting impulsively or being avoidant. And through that, finding peace, through that, finding clarity, or the resolve to move forward with something or move ahead with something, to create some kind of new beginning or allow for some kind of new beginning. For others, this will be about a conflict between you and another ending, right? You no longer butting heads with someone who either plays a very significant role in your life or who is a constant in your life, or someone who you have been for the longest time working to meet eye to eye with, right? Because there is some kind of new beginning here, right? So there could be a new beginning with someone completely new in your life, or a fresh start in a relationship, or you experiencing a new dynamic in your relationship with another. This could be with a family member, but it doesn't have to be. This could be with a member in your community, a friend. For others, this could be a romantic partner. But there is some kind of offer for starting anew with another, or an offer of trying again. Like, let's try this again, but let's do things differently now. Or maybe someone offering a new dynamic. It's quite strange. I'm getting like different scenarios, different situations. One of them that came to mind is an enemies to friends or enemies to lovers dynamic. That will be for a select few of you. For others of you, this could be talking about a reconciliation. For others of you, this could be about you mending a relationship with a family member, you finding middle ground with a family member or someone who is a constant in your life. Because now what I'm thinking of when I see the 6 of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles is a truce. Like two people reaching this point where they accept each other for who they are. They don't ask each other to change, and they find peace with that, right? Or they work with that. They find a way to coexist. Yeah, so if you have been, working towards healing a relationship or improving a relationship dynamic, it seems like you are or you will be healing this relationship, or this relationship will be healing, or the dynamic between you and another is going to be improving, where there will be less quarreling, less fighting, bickering, where there's going to be more compassion, understanding, more stability. This could be about like a power dynamic turning into a friendship or a partnership. It's interesting how the Knight of Wands is looking back. It falling out in the reverse, it seems like this Knight of Wands is looking towards the Six of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles. And so it looks like although this Knight of Wands is trotting away from the Six of Cups energy, they don't really want to move away from it, right? They want to stay, or they want to move towards the Six of Cups energy instead. And so I am seeing a little bit of maybe pride getting in the way, or just someone being confused about how it is that they were feeling. Yeah, because I'm picking up on someone finding it difficult to accept that they either cared for someone, or that what they really wanted was to make up with someone, was to reconcile or make amends, or meet eye to eye with another, or simply open up to someone. And now they're no longer rebelling against their feelings. Now they're not pretending as if they don't care. Now they're showing that they care. Now they're showing up how they truly feel. They're no longer disguising their feelings with anger or apathy. No, they're showing up. They're behaving in a way that is honest and true to how they genuinely feel, or that expresses what they truly want, which is connection, reciprocation, stability, commitment, peace, partnership. The word cohabitation is coming to mind, like two people living in harmony, two people living peacefully. But we also have abundance is on its way. As much as you allow, be open to receiving. Yeah, someone could just be learning how to receive, or becoming more comfortable with receiving. Right? Maybe someone here found it uncomfortable to receive, and so instead of addressing the discomfort, they simply chose to run away from it. And then we have, when you feel sad about stuff, hang on, it'll be over in a little bit. Yeah, this message makes me think of, again, reconciliation, or an indicator, a message letting you know that there is potential for reconciliation, or for peace, that you can experience peace, that things can get better, that a relationship can develop, progress, heal, or that you can experience healthy relationships or healthier relationship dynamics. Right? This also makes me think of pushing past the discomfort in order to start healing. So there's something here about no longer running away, and instead facing it head on, choosing to feel through it, choosing to address it, choosing to work through it. Yeah, so some of you could be choosing to work through something with a partner or with another. Others of you could simply be choosing to work through personal issues to then be able to feel comfortable with connecting with others or with another in a very intimate, vulnerable, and consistent way is how it's coming through. And the message in the when you feel sad about stuff, hang on, it'll be over in a little bit. It's also making me think of someone no longer suppressing or repressing how they feel, either through someone no longer avoiding emotional processing with reactivity and defensiveness, or by someone no longer pretending as if the pain that they feel isn't there, right? Because I hear someone saying or telling themselves, get over it, or just suck it up, it'll be over in a little bit. And that kind of thinking or encouragement led to one believing that feeling was a distraction or was a weakness, which led to them disconnecting from their emotions or putting a wall between them and their emotions, them and their heart. And so if that resonates with you, I feel like either you've been working towards releasing those notions or the ideas that you simply have to suck it up, that you have to pretend as if you're not feeling the way that you do in order to push through, because you have realized or come to realize that that has been or is a disservice to you. And that maybe possibly it affects not only your relationship with yourself, your emotions, your inner world, but also your relationship with others, how you connect with others. Maybe even how safe you feel in your relationships or connections. And so now you are reassuring yourself that it's okay to feel, right? That you acknowledging whatever is coming up for you is not going to hold you back, or it's not going to weaken you. On the contrary, it's going to help you gain more clarity and feel possibly more sure of yourself, about yourself, and what it is that you want, what you truly want. Others of you are successfully teaching yourselves to be less emotionally reactive in order to be more emotionally present for yourself and for others. You are learning to validate your emotions without needing to always react to them or because of them. I feel like a lot of you are teaching or have been teaching yourself that it's okay to feel sad, angry, upset, frustrated. There's nothing wrong with that. And it's okay if you acknowledge when you are feeling upset, frustrated in a relationship or with your partner or with someone who you are in a relationship with, because you acknowledging that can then help you address it and then work through it, or recognize that this is something that can be worked through. Because a disagreement doesn't have to end in some kind of major fight that ends a relationship. A disagreement can simply be a disagreement. Two people not agreeing on something. That's it. It doesn't have to be the end of the world. I feel like some of you are learning that you don't always have to agree on the same things or have the same opinions with another for you to be in a harmonious relationship, right? Because you can respect each other's differences, right? You can agree to disagree. Like, you don't have to be a twin to another, or you don't have to be the mere reflection of another for you to be in a harmonious relationship with them. You can look different, have different opinions about different things, and still be in a harmonious relationship with each other, or just hold space for one another, be able to work together. Or you can find some kind of middle ground, right? Because there is such thing as compromising, there is such thing as negotiating, there is such thing as finding an alternative, finding a middle ground. I feel like I gave like different messages, but ultimately I feel like this is about being open to working things out, and not only working things out with another, but also working things out with oneself. This is about connecting with one's emotions and feelings and being honest about how one truly feels, what one truly wants, not running away from authenticity, sincerity, and addressing maybe issues, fears around commitment or vulnerability, and possibly even differences. Like, what does it mean if you experience differences with another, and possibly even around conflict, right? Because I feel like some of you could have a fear around conflict, or you could avoid addressing issues, or growing up, you never really learn how to address and or face conflict in a way that is safe and healthy, and that can lead to solutions, resolution, or peace. And that's what you're now learning, because conflict doesn't always have to be chaotic, right? Conflict can be a gateway to finding peace or establishing peace, stability. And we have the message, or the quote, I mean, it just ain't an actual thing, unless you choose to believe it. And this is a quote said by the character Finn from the animated series Adventure Time. And we also have, humor is the highest form of intelligence. And this was said by the character Lamp from, again, the animated series Adventure Time. So yeah, I feel like some of you are checking in with your beliefs, your programmings. This is reminding me of what came through right at the start of your reading when I talked about something that felt surreal or something that was just an idea or that could solely be felt now becoming tangible, now becoming real to you. And so if that message did resonate with you, I feel like this quote here is a confirmation that yes, something that you believed in, but for the longest time didn't see any kind of tangible proof of it, maybe there wasn't a lot of it around you or didn't see a lot of evidence of its existence, soon you will be seeing tangible evidence or proof. It's going to be confirmed to you that this does exist, that this is real. It's not just a fairy tale, it's not just an imagining or a dream, it's real, or it can happen, and it can happen to you. Yeah, so maybe there's a certain belief that has made it difficult for you to trust in something real, something beautiful, something stable and or concrete. Yeah, because it's making me think of someone who had trouble believing that maybe true love, loyalty did exist because they held on to the belief that people were ultimately dishonest or people will ultimately betray you. And now they're realizing that although there's some people who could be dishonest or who do end up being dishonest, there's a lot of people who are loyal, right? So if a belief had you walking away from the possibility of commitment or loyalty rather than someone's actions and or behaviors, then it's time to recheck and reevaluate those beliefs, right? Because in that case, it's not that people are being dishonest, but it's rather that this specific belief is making it difficult for you to trust people, right? And that's just an example that is coming to mind. It doesn't have to be like your situation at all. It's just a hypothetical example that was coming to mind. But with humor is the highest form of intelligence. This is making me think of like tension easing up through humor or easing up. So if there has been any tension between you and another, I feel like it's easing up. With the Six of Cups, I'm sensing friendliness. Yeah, like two people putting their guard down and because of that being able to see eye to eye or being able to work amicably together, or establish some kind of bond, a friendship, camaraderie. The word humor is making me think of communication styles. So I am also seeing someone now being able to address conflict without being confrontational or reactive. Someone now being able to express themselves and defend themselves without being on the defensive. And this is allowing for them to better and more efficiently communicate their feelings, needs, or boundaries, resolve conflict, and have productive communication with others. Yeah, also this is letting me know that you are connecting or possibly reconnecting with someone who you share a similar sense of humor with. Or maybe for a lot of you, it's very important that you share a similar sense of humor with another. And so maybe this is something that is being addressed and is being seriously considered. Maybe some of you will find common ground with another through humor, or your similar senses of humor will bring you closer together or help you to communicate. But yeah, I am seeing either a new relationship or a new beginning in a relationship, a new relationship dynamic forming between you and another. And I also see a relationship healing. And the most important thing, there's no more running away from one's feelings, no more running away from conflict, no more running away from solutions, and the truth. You are opening up to receiving, you're getting comfortable with receiving, and possibly even asking for that which you need, or talking about what does make you uncomfortable, or what you are not okay with, what your non-negotiables are. Okay, but anything else? The word twins is coming to mind, so that word could be of significance. Maybe you are a twin, you have a twin sibling. The planet Mars could be of significance. Orange blossoms, cherries could be of significance as well. and an air sign or air sign. So that would be Libra, Gemini, and Aquarius. Could be of importance or relevance. Oh, and before I end your reading, I do want to share the message that is on the back of the card that you were drawn to. So we have, it is the sweet, simple things of life, which are the real ones after all. And this is a quote by Laura Wilder. Okay, but these are all the messages coming through for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance and clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you're new to this channel and you wish to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is on my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. To all of you who took the time to watch the advertisements or just let them play in the background, thank you so much for that, since that is the simplest way to support me and to support this growing channel. And before I sign off, I want to give a thanks to my spirit team and your spirit guides for assisting me with delivering these messages to you. Thank you. And I'm wishing you and your loved ones a wonderful rest of your day or night, depending on when you're watching. And until the next moment, bye bye.